video 1 of the beam machine, you saw the log tilt over. I took my timber jack, or my can hook with the timber jack, which is made by Log Right. This is the 60-inch model. I set that back upright. I want to show you the setup I've got. You can just take a board and throw it on there and go to work, but what I did, I've got mine marked every 6 inches and got it marked in increments. Of course, I take a tape with me to the woods. When I cut the log off, of course, I measure it, and I've got this board pre-drilled, and the screws are inboard 1 3/4 inches from the outside and from the inside. And I screw it on the ends, and then I screw it at the highest point in the middle, keep it from twisting. You can see it does a really good job. It doesn't do it by itself. You've got to have a little bit of operating skills, but pretty much it does do itself if you'll do your part. It does very good. The chain, it's a Woodland Pro. I got it from Bailey's. Very inexpensive. I've done a lot of business with Bailey's through the years. That's where I got the Log Right as well. Get most of my saw parts there. But good place to do business with. The chain's very durable. I cut one 16 by 6 by 6 or 6 by 6 by 16 white oak beam on the original chain without sharpening, and 64 feet, I believe, without sharpening. I touched it twice per cutter before I cut the cut you just saw me do. Works pretty good. The Forester bar is what I was told was a copy of an Oregon, and my father, master machinist and tool maker, drilled and tapped my bar so that I could flip this bar, and anyway, it's very hard. I had another German-made bar, and I thought the German bar would be harder, but he said that this one was just as hard, if not harder. I've cut about 30 logs with this Forester bar, and it seems to be holding up well. Usually the paint flicks off of them when they get hot, but that's not been the case yet. I did grease the tip before I started using it. The saw, as I said, it is originally a dual port 038 Super. Now these saws start at 62 cc's and go up to 72 cc's. I plugged the dual port, or rather my father did, the machinist I just spoke of just now. It just dumping too much exhaust in my face. I wanted to clean it up a little bit. You notice the saw 4-stroking in the cut, and I'm not holding it wide open. There's no need in it. This is not something that goes fast anyway, so I'm taking my time. My bolts here are Loctited in. The original setup, you've got 3 set screws here, and you torque those down. I read a lot, even from manufacturers, from Haddon Lumber Maker, from Tuff. If you use this setup with the set screws, you can torque this cast piece and bend it. So I elected to drill the bar, and it's working really good. I Loctited the bolts, and these are the supplied bolts, although I do have grade 8 bolts to replace these if they ever break or I lose them. But that's what we're doing now. With the chainsaw mill, I don't have the rails, so what I'll do is rip one side, and that's my flat side that the chainsaw mill rides off of. And I'm talking about a chainsaw mill. Now, this is not a chainsaw mill, although people refer to them as a mini mill. It's what's called a Haddon Lumber Maker makes one. This is a Timber Tuff beam machine is what it is. And it's working really good for what it is. Thank you for watching.